Hi guys. So this is a quick update on a live trade that I'm currently in, and it's basically based on the previous tweet where I said, we were looking at this and we wanted to wait for the break, and I said if we break down, our next trend support would be around 68,700K, and at the moment, the market did finally break down, and we did go to 68,700 ish. Now the problem that I have is currently where we're at is you can clearly see that we're struggling to try and turn this into support. And on the lower time frame, if I were to now turn this trend on so that you can see what I mean if I'm tracking this. So on the lower time frame, we're at a high point, at the resistance area where a lot of supply should be entering the market, and we want to try and push price back down a little bit further. So in tracking at this price, I'm currently looking at the buddy. The buddy did call an S2 short. It hasn't gone to TP yet, and it's a really choppy environment where we find ourselves in. And even in the trading dashboard where I'm looking at this area where we were looking to go long, this was now at 11 my time. So, I mean, I was sleeping. I did not have the opportunity to get in on this, although I did share this buy zone with you guys in the Discord. Frustratingly so, we're sitting in this area where there's a lot of chop in the market. So I am betting that we're going to have this is a nice 1 to 8 risk reward ratio short, where the market will, at least if it wants to try and push up higher again, it's going to want to try and sweep this little area, this inefficiency or this price gap or this imbalance, whatever the case might be. It's going to want to try and test this area and then break through. So that's the expectation. So that's the reason for the short there. A good example of the market doing just that is when we zoom at any of these previous demand zones. The market goes, tests the area, and then it wants to try and break through. The caveat here is that we didn't have any higher highs, so subsequently we were still trending down. But because we're at a position where we're fighting a trend establishment, we have not done that yet. A push down would ignite a fresh new idea of trying to establish a trend, and hopefully then we start breaking through. Now, this is also off the back that this 4-hour higher time frame, this whole area is a sell zone. So even though I'm at the lower end of that sell zone, as I shared it, we could potentially push up a little bit higher at around 69,300. The market can be really painful and spiteful before it comes back down. So do not discount this area as an area where a lot of new chop and opinions will be entering the market. Okay, so on the 4-hour front, let's quickly just bring that back. So on the 4-hour front, that was off the back that we could chop around this area. If we do that, though, I won't expect 65K, meaning if we start pushing into this supply area here, it kind of breaks the bearish trend, and it signals to me that we're more in a consolidation. And this means that price visiting 65K becomes less of a reality. Okay, so as of now, the buddy short, my short, they're all doing well. Full disclosure, last week I got my ass handed to me, guys. I mean, I had all these calls, and for some reason I kept on missing out or just being in the way of the trades, So I took a little bit of a break, which is, I think, sometimes necessary. So if you're feeling that, don't trade this. Take a little bit of a break, because you have to be of sound mind, and the only way this in the end of the day is when you're not making stupid mistakes. Having that woulda, coulda, shoulda voice in the back of your head. Okay, so that's everything for me for this trade, guys. Let's head over to the comments real quick, see who we've got here. Hello, Crypto Buddy. Happy to have you here. Hello, Bronwyn and Dave and Andrea as well. All the regulars popping in to quickly say hi. So yeah, but that's about that for today's trade. So let's hope that I get my TPs in. What I would do as well is, as the market, let's say I'm right, and we start breaking down, okay, however the chop would be, we start breaking down. This demand zone sitting right here would be my first point of worry, meaning if we get into this demand zone, and let me just mark this and make this nice and bright for you guys. And we build a base above this, I would look to long with the current momentum, meaning that we're not done and we're going to potentially go higher again. Okay, sweep through this demand, it will give me a little bit more confidence that the market's going to go, short. And the time when I'm going to add to this, because I don't have a big position at the moment, the time when I'm going to add to that position is typically when the market or this trade is telling me that I am being successful, meaning once we start falling below, typical retail will be looking at trend lines like this. They don't mean anything, but they are there. They are there. We can potentially sweep lower and we can start building a base around this area. And then I will start adding. And that's the whole idea, so that I can have more capital. Remember, how much every time, let's say I go one BTC short, another BTC short, and I maybe get another entry. By the time I'm down here, I've got 3 BTCs at this point already in the short, okay? Which means if I were to go long, I can at minimum take 3 BTCs without any risk, because if I'm wrong, basically I'm just not making money for that gap worth of the market. And I can basically, in that pursuit, say that, well, now I can take 4 BTCs as a long, where the idea is that I'm only risking 1 BTC as drawdown, meaning if I'm wrong, I'm down $1,000, but I would have made $3,000 on the short, or I would have deleted additional $3,000 worth of losses because I went long with 4 BTC. Okay, so that's the one. Now, Trump's the way by the tip. Yes, the election's only starting, but you know what I'm thinking is that I'm staring at the Dow Jones as well, and stock markets, just to currently kind of get a gauge on what's happening there. And you know, the reality is it's only voting now, so it's everybody is unknown and uncertain. So I think the market's just gonna chop around, kind of just hunt for liquidity, hunt for opinions in the market, like buy the dip, sell the top, those kind of, to try and get everybody out or punish them. But I think only once the initial data, let's say maybe half of it or 60% of it, people will start making, or, some of the swing states, the data, people will start making more informed or more, let's say, more, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, come on, my English is letting me down. Deliberate attempts at either going long or short, meaning they'll be throwing some more money into the market, and trying to back their positions. So for now, it's almost like holding stations. We do have divergence. You can see that the stock market wants to rally. We do have, from a legacy point of view, a Dixie that is showing maybe not, but it's so soon. Let's just auto zoom this in real quick. It's so soon, but you can see the Dixie is breaking down. It's still within this area, but it's trying to break down. So it's maybe there. Now, why the hell am I going short on BTC? Because while that chop occurs, Bitcoin can still run all the way back down again and pump all the way back up again. And the trade I'm thinking is just to say, well, fuck it. All the stuff that's happening, TA is normally just right because it basically always does, just follows the opinions. We move down, we add resistance, we build a base, we'll go make a lower low. We've not made anything or any higher high just yet, so the presumption is we need to go make a lower low. We're building a base. Go short and trade in harmony with the trend. As always, my friends, just try and trade in harmony with the trend. Sometimes, like I said, I got my ass handed to me. Tried for continuation, didn't quite work there, as we all tried. Went short there, got this little piece of Christmas for me last week. And this long I actually missed with a few cents, which was the worst day of because I was a really big position. And like I said, at night. So I've been at my run of bad luck. So hopefully this time, luck's just going to be on my way. And to close off with this, any trade that you do, guys, your sample sizes need to be big enough to almost equate or delete luck out of the equation. We tend to look at this and say, I was unlucky. But at the scale of probabilities, I'm supposed to lose 35% of my trades. It's just one of those realities. So I don't know why I get hung up on it. I hate it when I lose, but it's the human emotion. It's just me sharing it so that you know that you're not alone. Nobody likes losing. Simple as that. Okay. I see VJ. Once Pennsylvania go to Trump, the rally is on. So let's see. I'm not that big of a specialist on that, but I'm tracking the numbers as of such. So, but yeah, okay. So this stream is out of normal times. So it's just a quick update on the short. So the short is printing. So hopefully I can get this thing into this area. So it's still early enough, guys. You can still go short here if you maybe feel you want to take in. But then what you need to do is you need to update your risk to reward ratio, meaning now it's 0.5%. And now your risk reward ratio is going to be 4 and not where I had it at 8. So you can still go now, but you're going to just make half the money. But you still need to risk the same amount, meaning if I risk $100 in there, if I make this bigger, that still has to remain $100. But now my payday just gets less. And that's okay. It means that you've got a wider room to absorb chop, because this thing can go all the way up there and come all the way back down again. So if you move it too tight, there's no reason to advertise your stops here. The worst thing you can do is have a stop in this zone, because it's almost like screaming to go look for liquidity there. So just keep that in the back of your head. Okay, guys, have a lovely day. And tomorrow, live trading in the Discord as well. If ever you want to, you're more than welcome to just open a Prime account using my partner link. Go to the Discord, send me your user ID, and that's it. Simple as that. You can get into my Discord. Thanks so much, guys. Cheers, everybody. And remember, this is not financial advice. It's just me, a guy sitting in his house, trading. That's all I'm sharing. Just sharing my trades. Cheers.
I'll keep hustling.
Subscribe now.